What is up, guys? Today I was thinking about certain things that you guys know that I hate people. I am not the most sociable person in the world, and of course I have my reasons for that. One of the things that I remember was that during the course of my life, I have been told stuff that I considered absolutely dumb and stupid, but some of it gravitates more toward a specific gender telling me that. And then I thought that I would create a list and go over what some of those things have been. And today I am going to tear apart some of the men that I have encountered in my life and explain why what you said to me when you said it to me I thought was stupid. Something stupid that a man once said to me. This was a man who was involved in my personal life. He said, "You need to work full time." And I said, "I understand why you would say that. We need money. I'm not rich. I'm from the bottom of society. I should be working more hours." At the same time, that was a very dumb thing to say to me, because if I would have proceeded and limited myself to being a full-time worker, I would not have had the time, the energy, the health, the mental and emotional well-being and determination to work on the things that actually matter to me, which will help me into hopefully becoming my own independent business person, to where I don't have to show up to a place I hate to be at and slave away just making a little above minimum wage, which in the grand scheme of things, although I'm not getting benefits, why would I want to get full-time benefits if being there full-time is going to accelerate the process in which I get sick and break down physically and mentally? I will make a sacrifice. My sacrifice is take a deep pay cut, but grind away, work hard as shit to make extra money on the side, doing something that I enjoy from home, and also working at my own pace and having peace of mind and going to bed whenever I want to. This happened some 3-4 years ago, and now I have the last laugh. Something stupid that a man once said to me was, "I need someone to work as hard as I do." At that point, I was very timid, I was very shy, I was very reserved. I never wanted to argue with someone. I allowed people to pretty much abuse me emotionally. Now, what I get to say is, if you want someone to work as hard as you do, how about if you go date another fucking man? Because I cannot have the same output as you. I understand that, I accept that, and so should you. Another thing that a man once said to me that I thought was stupid was, I once tried to discuss living with this man, living with a boyfriend, and this person said to me, "If you live with me, you're going to live under my damn rules." First of all, I am not your daughter, I am not your friend, I'm not someone who's a lesser being than you. I am your fucking girlfriend, and I am an adult. So therefore, you do not need to be imposing those kinds of rules upon me. I don't have to be living under your own damn rules when you're not going to be the one paid for everything. And even if you were the one paid for everything, that does not give you a right to try to own me as someone who is lower than you. You're being sexist. That is absolutely unattractive. Fuck you. Another thing that I have heard men say that I think is stupid is, rich people have what they want because they work for it. Some of them do, most of them don't. Most of them start off at an advantage. Why do we insist on dismissing the fact that some people have their positions because they were granted that privilege? You cannot ignore the fact that if you come from a family that is already well off, you will have certain advantages. You can take more risk. And if you happen to go wrong and fall down, you will not be absolutely left with nothing. Most of us cannot do that. And those of us who start from the bottom and work ourselves up to a decent position, that usually takes a long time. And sometimes what ends up happening is this person happens to have the opportunity of being at the right place, being at the right time, and by chance establish a connection with someone who happens to have sympathy for you and help you. That has happened. And in addition, other times that someone just really has a kind heart and they leave you behind with some stuff. Like old people who have a lot of things. Maybe they have issues with their family. You get close to them and you just win their hearts over, and they decide to write you in the will instead, and you're absolutely not related to this person. Other times it could be something like you set aside a little bit to be able to invest. You made good decisions, such as not becoming a parent and remaining healthy. God forbid if you are born with a condition that in this country requires you to be in the hospital and you cannot afford to maintain yourself because of how expensive health care is around here. Just those little things. People do not ask for their misery a lot of the time. A lot of it is circumstantial. And yes, you can make decisions to put yourself in a better position, but it really sucks to not have any kind of support. So just be kind to the people who are struggling, but it's really not their fault. It's not really the fault of the decisions they're making. Sometimes people would have made better decisions if they knew what kind of decisions they could make. For instance, me, I would have started investing when I was like 19 or 20 had I known how it works out. Nobody fucking coached me. And I also did not go out of my way to find out how it worked because I simply did not have a clue of what that was. No one ever talked to me about that. No one in my family, my mother doesn't do it, doesn't know about it, and she's all I've had. And in my school, this was never discussed or mentioned. And if it was mentioned, it was just a very basic course in business class, a marketing class, which those classes tend to be very easy because they are high school level classes. Had they been college level classes, I'm sure this would have been broken down further. But when it comes to wealth, some stuff really is by chance. If you happen to have the right interest in mind and you are capable of processing that, then you are at an advantage. But you cannot be particularly mean to the people who say, let's say me for example. For me, my ideal job would be one in which I can be at home, just chilling, being artistic, creative. Those jobs do not tend to pay well unless you are in a celebrity status. Why talk down on me for not having an interest in how to be the owner of a company or how to create a company and think ambitiously? I just ain't got it in me. So maybe I am not meant to be in that position. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I would rather do something in which I'm modestly paid but I am happy, as opposed to going for a career that's going to demand a lot of my time and effort, and then years are going to go by and I'm miserable. Something that a really mean sexist guy, who I have actually made a video of before, said to me, enjoy your cashier career. And I was like, thank you, I shall, because this is something that I don't foresee it being my permanent job. It has been a while. Like, I've been doing this for years, but fortunately I am someone who takes the initiative about learning a lot of things, and I am more than just a cashier in the place that I work at. I have so many skills going for me. This person said it, of course, to be condescending, simply because I turned them down sexually, because I'm not a slut. And I hated the fact that this kind of vile man I had to meet. But at the same time, I am so proud of myself for having my values so well defined that I did not fall in this man's trap. Yes, I am enjoying my career, as a matter of fact, because it allows me flexible hours, and now I can choose, for the most part, at what time I'm going to be somewhere. I cannot determine how long I'll be there, but at least the amount that I make and the free time that I have, and the fact that I have no responsibilities that are trapping me and I am regretting, definitely tells me that I am better off all by myself than being involved with this person who clearly was going to take advantage of me and did not have the intention of settling down with anything serious. And on top of that, this man did this knowing very well that I was in a relationship and did not have the decency of respecting a woman who is taken. So I do not need to be with a vile, rich piece of trash like you, who attempted to use things to impress me when I had my values very well defined. You were not attractive physically, so you were not even winning there. And sure, you have a lot of money, but that doesn't mean that I would be happy living with you when you think that I am an object that you can use as you please. Goodbye. Look, this is a compliment, and I don't want to be mean. You'll know exactly what I mean. You have a big smile, and I want to be the sole recipient of it. Thank you for the compliment. Thank you for saying that I have a nice, big smile, whatever. But when you say that you want to be the sole recipient of it, that tells me that if I made the mistake of going out with you, you're going to be the kind of person who's constantly like clinging onto me, breathing down my neck. Like, I want to go out in public, but I don't want anyone to see you. I don't want you to be talking to other people. I want to be the person who has your attention. I want you at home until I go home, and then after I'm home, that's when we can go out. We gotta go out together. Like, someone who says that, I feel like they would be very possessive of me, and there's nothing that I hate more in life than a possessive man. They may seem very petty, very stupid, very pitiful. They are. But the reason I bring this up is because that's just a matter of my perception. I like to discuss what my perception is and also share it. If you guys ever wonder how and why I am in the situation that I am in, why I think the way that I think, and what defines my happiness, what defines my values. Hopefully that gives you a better insight. And I don't want to say that men are necessarily mean if they say these things, except for the person who told me enjoy your cashier career. This person was horrible, and I'm glad that I was not like hurt or involved in a regrettable way in the process. It was just something that happened. I'm just confident in who and what I am. So you trying to talk me down and hurt me is not going to break me. There was a point in which I used to be affected by this stuff being told to me, but you hit a certain point where you see the direction that your life is going and you're inevitably confident about it. And I'm so glad that I can look back at all of these incidents and be like, I am a fucking queen. I am amazing at everything that I do. And nobody, absolutely nobody, is going to take that away from me. No matter what happens, I already have experience living on the streets, and I was fine. I was not miserable. I was not depressed. I was not in danger or anything. I am fucking ready for everything. So if I survive that, I have no doubt that I can survive anything. Thanks so much for tuning in. Did you think that my list was rather unconventional? What were you expecting? What were you not expecting? What would you say are some things that you feel you have told women that when you think about it, it's actually a stupid thing to say to a woman? What is something that you said to a woman with great intentions, but it turns out that she treated you like what my list is about, which is she thought that you might have been stupid or something? Let me know. I'm really curious to know where everybody stands when it comes to measuring this type of thing. Alright guys, I'll see you soon. Thanks for watching.